So, in the course of traveling to China, Thailand, and just these few places, I've visited so many companies and also been able to meet some good number of owners of these companies. I've realized that there are various lessons and advice that I took from them, both explicitly that they told me themselves and implicitly from how they act and how they behave. And I just want to share that with you all because I feel it will help me the same way to also help you. And basically, I'm breaking them into five important lessons as business entrepreneurs that I've learned from these people. So, the first one of them is you have to set up a clear plan. A clear plan has to be set up. Like, I know, like, everyone has heard this that plan. Like, everyone hears plan every time of their lives. But the truth is, it actually helps. And because in every lesson I'm going to talk about, in every advice I'm going to talk about, I'm not going to just spout it in like a concept that just works. I'm going to actually like say it based on the way it has helped me and based on the way it will help me by me practicing it, or if I have practiced it, how it helped me. So let me use myself as an example. Even though this might not relate to business, let me use myself as an example in school. If anyone knows me, or well, I normally keep it to myself, but I always have a book with me every semester, every term, and I started this from around like high school, ending of high school, my senior year in high school. That's SS1, SS2 in high school. Let me know why you guys. But basically, there was a period where I started every single term, every single semester, and which I continue up to now, that anytime I'm moving into a semester, I legit write down my goals that I want to achieve that semester, both in an academic manner, things outside my academics, and whatever. And setting out a plan just helps you know the direction you're willing to take or the direction you want to take in a particular point in time. So it's the same case for a business. You have to be able to create a plan around the goal you want to achieve, or around the goals you want to achieve, whichever one. And no one should see it as maybe a waste of time. Like, there were times even I had to plan, like, even though I'm not consistent with it in terms of, but I always did the normal like planning for every semester. But there were times I even took it further and even planned for like the next day, depending on how much I wanted to achieve tasks. And I realized that for me personally, that actually helped me a lot to achieve my tasks and activities I had for some days. Every time I needed to like quote unquote lock in, I had to like legit plan the night before, set my time, everything, and legit follow through with that plan. And it helps because when you set your plan, especially when you set it before jumping right into anything, it legit helps you to be able to know what steps to take at first. From the minute you legit plan to wake up to the next activity, the next activity. So it's very important to have a plan. And in the little ways I've applied it into my own life, I've seen how helpful it has been to me. And I don't plan on ever like removing it out of my life, but rather now I'm trying to make it more part of my life in even the tiniest bit of ways. Like, I was never consistent in always making like timetables for my next day, but with what I've seen, these are business owners that are legit like multi-millionaires in dollars, or not naira, in multi-millionaire dollars, that legit every single time they have planned how they wanted to achieve their goals. They are short term, long term, medium term, all of them, they plan how it goes. And that has helped them grow to what they are now. A lot of them that I met to what they are now. And it's going to help you a lot. Like, you should not see it as a stress kind of thing. It's always going to be helping you to know what activities to take next, especially when you're planning it before the day or before the period of that activity or that goal setting starts. So first lesson, create a clear plan, a very clear plan. Like, don't just write, I want to get 100,000 in a month or something, like, or I want to get 10K in a month or something, or I want to get, like, whatever I want to aim for. Make a clear, detailed plan. It does not have to be so detailed at the moment, but make it such a way that you can legit know what tasks to do first, and the tasks to do next, and the tasks to do after that, and the tasks to do after that. You can add more steps later on, but for the beginning part of it, you need to be able to, like, actually set up how you are going to achieve your goals and how you're going to, take each step to achieve them. So again, first step or first lesson is create a clear plan. And now the next one, this is the one thing that stops, or rather negates, your plan. Like, it legit stops you from achieving your goal, and everyone knows this. It's called distractions. Like, distractions are so crazy. Like, they are actually something that, and I'm not here to talk about maybe parties or girls. Distractions vary for every single person. I'm not here to shit on one type of person or shit on another type of person. No. Again, I'm using myself as an example. Before I started this YouTube video, I was a hardcore anime watcher. Like, steadily, I'm always watching anime. Every time I'm watching anime, like 247. Is that anime? Or maybe I'm watching some YouTube kind of or I'm legit just maybe watching TV. Like, if it's about watching shows and this stuff, especially anime, let me use that one because that's the specific one I was in. That is what kept me, distracted. I'll set my plan, everything, but maybe a new episode of an anime drops, I'm lost. I'm back into watching anime, and when I start one, I'm most likely to continue to the very end. So this is another problem that I've seen that really stops people from achieving their goals and being successful in general. That distractions, no matter how little it is, it varies for anybody. It can be partying for some people, it can be girls for some people. For example, me is anime, and also games too. Like, distractions can even be more than one. It's not only one for one person. It can be two for one person, it can be three for one person. You will never know until you realize it yourself. And the only way you can realize it if you actually just sit down and think and realize what takes up most of your time every single day. And I realized this like a long time ago, that point blank, if I have nothing, maybe it's in terms of like school or assignments or like anything productive to do, it's anime that I'm going to fall back on, like, or YouTube or something, like just something to just keep my mind busy, quote unquote, just keep my mind busy. And it makes me to end up just not achieving anything. Even if I plan, it makes me to not even remember the plan that I've set out. Because when you set out a plan, which is something I will add as a bonus point to the first step, is that when you create a plan, it helps you, already have a mind view or mindset about how your next day or that period of time you have set that plan for, how it should be or how things should go. But when distractions come in, it disrupts how everything should go. And sometimes the distractions can be crazy. Like for me, again, when I started anime, or when I always watch anime, I forget every single thing. I forget what I'm meant to do. I forget what I'm meant to continue. I'm forgetting what I planned or was meant to do. So, and of course, it's not something that is so easy to drop, because some distractions are things that are legit, almost innate inside us. Like, you can't do without them. Same thing for me. It was very hard, and it is still very hard to stop watching some things. I had to delete Netflix. I had to stop watching anime. I had to sometimes I even had to, I think even a long time ago when I started TikTok, that period in like SS2, I had to always be using TikTok, and I had to just stop it because I realized one way or the other this thing is distracting me in a crazy way. And for like 2-3 years I've not had TikTok in a long time. Like, I've not had TikTok in a long time, and I don't really plan on having it yet. But the point is that distractions are one of the major things that stop you from achieving your goals, because first of all, it messes up your plan. It disrupts you from following your plan, because you are just focused on something that you like, but first of all, it's not helping you most of the time. and that thing is keeping you away from what you're meant to actually do. And when that is happening, you're not able to achieve your goals. You're just there, wasting your time, wasting your energy, and for me, wasting my data. So, like, there's so many consequences when we let distractions, come into us. And this is the one way I can say it. You have to take some major steps to, alleviate those distractions. Like I said, for me, TikTok, I had to delete TikTok. For anime, they were, even because me, I'm not a person that likes streaming. I like my data peacefully. I download it from my sites. But I shall know that I legit had to delete the apps where I download the anime from. I had to delete Netflix too. I legit had to stop maybe watching things that will bring me back into anime. Like right now, I'm legit now trying to develop the habit of reading books rather than and obviously mindful books, not maybe manga or something that will bring me back to anime. But you have to, at that point, for distractions, you have to learn to be able to take necessary actions to actually remove it from or rather, you can never totally always remove it, but you have to be able to reduce it to the barest minimum for you to be able to stay focused on your plan. So that's the second advice I've seen from these entrepreneurs that I've met, or these business owners that I've met. You have to be able to avoid distractions at all costs, like at least reduce it to the barest minimum so you don't get dragged away from your plan or your goals. So that's it. And then the second one, everyone has heard it. Everyone has heard it a lot. Like if I talk about it, it can never end, and it's basically money management. Money management. So everyone knows that this is a very universal topic. Money management, how to handle your money, is a topic that will never end and will continue to be a backbone of every person's success. Like you have to be able to manage your money. And yeah, of course, like management of money varies. Like the techniques and ways you manage your amount of money you have, it depends on various factors. Depends on what you're doing or what you want to do, your goal itself, the expenses involved in making that goal happen, the money you even have to make those, like to start or something. Like money management varies for everyone, but in every class, in every stage of what kind of money you have, maybe you have only just 10k in your account, maybe you just have 100k, maybe you have 200k, maybe you're the boys that have 500 to 1m and all that kind of stuff. The point is that you have to find ways to manage your money. And again, to myself, I'm not the best at managing money. I'm not going to lie to anybody. See, here I'm not going to legit be make a fake side of me. I'm going to say the thing as it is, because at this point where I am, as I'm telling you this, before now, or rather up to now, I still find managing money a very hard problem. But it's not such a thing, maybe I'm spending it on one useless kind of something, maybe I'm using 100k at a go to buy something. Nah, it's not at that level. No, it's not at that level. But it's at a level where I know that there are some things I can do away with. Like let me say I'll see some snacks, some food, some meals, and because maybe of hunger, the hunger enters me, I'll come and buy rice, chicken, come add plantain, come add salad, come add drink, come add water safe. That is very poor money management on my side. And no matter what goal you're going for in this life, like no matter how little it might sound, money is going to be involved, expenses are going to be involved. This my channel I started, there were some expenses I made. I'm using a tripod right now, which I bought way before I even started this video, like a mini tripod, and it costs money obviously. But the same thing I'm saying, like every single person, for their goals they are going to pursue or the goals they are chasing, you are going to have to make some expenses. And for you to actually have good return on what you're investing in, you need to be able to manage what you have at hand. You can't just immediately just spend your money on, especially on useless things, especially if you're trying to achieve your goal. You have to be able to, first of all, you have to be able to take risks in terms of, you have to be able to take sacrifices in terms of, you have to be able to let go of some things that you might want to be able to achieve what you need. So, like I said, using my example, I just uselessly buy anything I feel like because I'm hungry, or because I'm thirsty, or because, tiny hunger, I'm buying one stupid amount of food or something. But the point is that if I know I can do away with it, you need to actually be logical, and don't let your hunger move you to waste your money stupidly. And sometimes you just start, it will look like a small expense. You just like, small, it's like just 3K, it's just 4K, until you realize that you've been compounding that same kind of action and behavior every single time, that you just realize that 20, 50, 400K has just left easily without you even like actually spending it on what you wanted to do, actually not spending it on like things that could have helped you more than just buying it on maybe food, for my example, or for my case. So it's just an important thing to note, because like you can't ever talk about success or business success and money does not come to the matter. Like, we're legit trying to put in money to start up or move forward or scale the business to be able to get more money. That's the point. That's the point of being an entrepreneur. You're legit putting the money to start up, or you're either starting up with the money, or you're going to try and scale up with the money. By the end of the day, you're still trying to make that money. So the point is that you have to be able to, make those sacrifices to reduce how you make, maybe some impulse expenses, or, unnecessary, purchases, just because, so that you'll be able to achieve your goals and be able to be good business entrepreneurs. It helps generally, because when you start little as maybe, because I'm in university, as I said, as little as maybe when you get your allowance, you'll be able to like be planning how you will spend so amounts, and how you can even use the remaining amount to invest in yourself or what you want to do. So it's not a thing of you just, every time you're trying to just satisfy your own needs, you can legit help save some now to invest in whatever you want to do. I'm not saying just save and keep your money useless. No, save it to be able to invest it into something else that will help you get more money. That's just what I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm not now saying be broke and don't chop. Nah. I'm not saying throw your money and don't eat. Nah. I'm not saying if you have the money and you're starving, don't eat. No. I'm saying that when you can be satisfied from the things you buy already, don't try and add extra expenses or impulse expenses that are not just needed, but they're just there to satisfy, just unnecessary needs or something that at the end of the day you will not feel like it's worth it. So that's the third thing that I'm saying, and it's most likely the most important, obviously, that you need to be able to manage your money. And then the fourth one, and this is something that I've seen is a problem with Nigerians, my people. My people, we have that problem, and this is the problem. Or rather, let me just state the lesson. You have to learn the basics first before jumping right into what you want to do. Now, there are some people that before they go into their passion or whatever they want to do to make money, they already have an idea of how it should be. They already have the basic knowledge of what it should be and all that kind of stuff. But one thing that we find with most people, especially my generation, my Gen Zs, we see the forex traders of today, the stock traders of today, the crypto guys of today, even the business people of today. Everybody just jumps into anything just because. No one really wants to learn before they start. No one really wants to take that time to actually sit down and have that experience in learning. Whether learning by yourself through maybe reading and writing, or studying from other people, or experiencing learning. Maybe you're working with other people that are better than you, or learning from mentors that are teaching you and all that kind of stuff. So the problem I find is that most people just want to jump into everything at once. Someone hears forex, here's the money they can make, sharp, make accounts, put deposits money, start trading. Nothing learned, nothing done. It's just sharp, start making money. That's how it is. The same thing for every other kind of thing. Like, no matter what you want to start, you have to have some basic knowledge of it. It's like me jumping into maybe like now, if I want to jump into even just starting up a business, this agency I spoke about, I could not just jump into it. I have to be able to learn. I said I'm trying to also organize the service that I'm going to render. There are so many things that take place in learning. And learning doesn't end. You don't just learn once, but you have to at least know the basics at first before you even start. There are some times, I'm not saying that, sit down, I'll be watching tutorials for 20 hours every year, every day or something to be able to achieve the knowledge you want. Nah, I'm not saying learn throughout your life. I don't believe in that. What I believe in is learn the basics first so that you can know how to start. And when you start, you learn more to be able to scale and improve and get better, and at the end of the day, build your business or whatever endeavor you have to what it should be. But the point is that you don't just jump right into what you want to do immediately. You don't just immediately enter into it because you hear how good it is, or hear how people have made money from it, or you hear how successful it is. No. Or you hear how some people are being successful with it. No. You have to, even if it's attracting you because of it's successful like that, the point is you don't just jump right into it. The best forex traders that I know, at least, I'm not a forex person like that. I'm not even a forex person. Neither am I a crypto person or a stock trading person. Now, the point is that from people I know that have studied, that are in Nigeria, that are good forex traders and all this kind of P, there are people that they did not just jump right into it. They had to take some time to learn. They did not just keep on doing also mindset where sharp enter it, sharp enter it, sharp enter it, sharp enter it. No, it does not go that way. And sometimes it might work for you, but it will never continually work for you. It always helps when you decide to learn first, because when you learn first, you have a knowledge of it. And even if you start and it does not start well, because you have knowledge of it, you have the knowledge to know where you made a mistake in, where you didn't make a mistake in, or where you need to improve in, and where you need to make some changes in it, or little changes and all that. Like, the point is that there is no there is no bad side, or there's no regret in learning first before you start something. You don't have to start first. Rather, there is something bad in starting first before learning anything, because it can go all wrong and you're wondering, oh my god, what did I do wrong? And most of the time, people that start without learning end up just following other people. And I'm not here trying to be a person that, I'm copying this person to know my business plan, or I'm copying this person to know my next strategy. No. Immediately you start business, you're legit a competitor to every other person. You can't become a follower again to another person. Immediately you start a business, you can learn from people to improve your mindset on how to start your business and all that. But immediately you start it, you are legit just going to be an ordinary competitor to them the way they are a competitor to you. And you cannot keep following a competitor. If not, you just be behind them always. That's how I see it, and that's how I feel everyone should see it, because I don't think you want to constantly be following someone to know your success, meaning that if that person fails, you fail. That doesn't make sense. So that's the fourth one I'm trying to say to you all that I've learned, because these entrepreneurs that I spoke to, and these are mostly Asians, or actually all Asians, but they legit had the patience to be able to learn first. You don't just jump right into anything you want. You have to be able to learn about the market you're trying to distribute, whatever you want to distribute to, learn about the factors that are affecting it. Like, you have to learn each and every other part of it in every way you can learn it, especially the basics. I'm not talking about learning it forever and not starting. No, because most people make that mistake that they just keep learning and learning and they don't even start. No, I'm saying learn the basics first, because to help you start with a proper foundation, meaning that with that proper foundation, at that point you can be able to go up from there. But when you try and take that risk and just jump right in, if you fuck up or if you mess up, it can go way worse for you than the person that just learns first and starts. So that's what the fourth lesson again, learning the basics first instead of jumping right into your passion or your business. And finally, the fifth lesson I have to share with you all is basically you have to be able to have a good network around yourself. Now, I know that me saying this network term is like an ambiguous term. No one might really understand where I'm coming from about it, but I'll break it down. The point is that as a person aspiring to either build a business or grow to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to learn to be able to surround yourself with people that would support you and be able to cover up for places that you are weak at, or cover up your weaknesses that might stop you from reaching to your like desired expectation or to that point where you know that you're meant to be at. So let's take myself for an example, that I'm a person that in school, again this might be outside business but it's still related. In school, I always at first when I came to school I was like, oh more, I'm going to do my own way, just chill in my room, read my books, play sports, come back, repeat. That's how it is. And I just always had that mindset of like solitude, where I don't care whether anybody's helping me or not, or whether somebody's going to help me or not. Like I just thought, not in a point of maybe I know I'm smart or I know that I can. No, not really. Just in the point that I'm quite reserved to myself, and I don't like any form of stress or anybody disturbing me and all that kind of stuff. But year one, first semester, I legit was very bad at math. Very, very bad at math. They understand math to so much level, like most typical Nigerians. But the point is that at the end of the day, I was still able, through the people that I met, we legit had ourselves all together, where anytime we had a problem with math in any topic, we would just go to the library, sort it out, calculate it, prepare ourselves for the exam and all that kind of stuff. And we did that for that subject for so long, and even other subjects that we had problem with, to the point that we created a sort of network that I'm talking about, that each and every one of us in every part we were weak at, whether you could not solve this kind of equation or you could not solve this kind of problem, the other person can help you understand it so that you can solve it later on your own. And that's the same way you should see it for a business, that it's not everything you can cover up for. You're not a perfect human being, and no business is perfect. There are always weaknesses. No individual is perfect, no one is perfect. So there are always weaknesses to someone. But what enables you to still grow, irrespective of those weaknesses you have, is that you surround yourself with people that help you when those weaknesses are trying to stop you from reaching that expectation you desire to be at. So for example, you might be a person that is very like an expert in IT, knowing all this technological stuff and all that kind of stuff, but yet you don't know how to actually market it. You don't have that really kind of skill for sales and all those stuff. But you can have someone that is your guy, your friend, or someone you just meet that has that skill, and you guys develop through those business relations, you develop into real partnerships, communities. That's if you guys grow to be more people and all that kind of stuff. But the point is that you have to surround yourself with such a group of people that would help you to grow and cover up for those weaknesses that will stop you from growing to a higher expectation or to a higher limit or to a higher boundary. So that's basically the fifth lesson, and very important one, that you have to have a good network around yourself. So basically that's all I have to share for you all today in this video, and I want to just make a quick update on myself. So basically, I know that I've not posted for some time. I know I've not posted for like over a week now, but I've been trying to set up myself, and my movement as well has been crazy. So that's why I decided to drop this video that like just says a bit on how much I've been busy. If you guys can imply that, but basically I've been busy, and also I was able to post the shorts as well. So if you are watching this video, just as you're done, just go jump and go and watch into the shorts. Like, share, subscribe if you're new, and thank you again. I'm rooting for you, and I'm rooting for myself, and let's hope we're successful in the end. Thank you.